I'd just moved back to my mom's place in the suburbs outside Seattle after the breakup from hell. My ex had been screwing around with some girl from his CrossFit box, caught them in the act when I showed up unannounced to surprise him. It wasn't heartbreak that hit me hardest, it was the sheer disgust at how effortlessly he lied, how he looked me in the eye every day like nothing was wrong. Trust felt like a joke after that. I couldn't stand the idea of staying in our old apartment alone with all those memories, so when Mom offered the spare room in her craftsman house, I took it. It was only supposed to be temporary. My stepbrother Ethan was already living there. We were both 23, had known each other since high school when our parents got married, but we'd never been close. Polite nods in the hallway, that was about it. He was the quiet type. Kept to himself, worked remotely as a software engineer, spent his free time hiking or tinkering with his motorcycle in the garage. Over the years he'd filled out, lean muscle from the trails, sharp jaw, dark hair that always looked a little messy, and this calm, steady presence that made the house feel less empty. He didn't pry, didn't try to play big brother. He just noticed things, how I took my coffee black with one sugar, how I'd disappear to my room some nights and come out with red eyes. We started talking more without really meaning to. Small stuff at first, him recommending playlists on Spotify while we were both in the kitchen, me laughing at his dry comments about whatever Netflix show was on. It felt easy, safe. No pressure, no expectations. For the first time in months, I didn't feel like I had to perform or pretend I was fine. He never pushed for details about the breakup, and maybe that's why I let my walls down faster than I should have. He started feeling like an anchor, something solid in a world that had felt like quicksand. One Friday night, our parents left for a long weekend in Napa. The house was ours. I stayed up late in my room, scrolling on my phone with headphones in, trying to drown out the quiet. Around 1 a.m., I heard it, low, muffled sounds drifting down the hallway. A soft laugh, then a thud like someone bumping into furniture. My pulse kicked up. Ethan never brought anyone home. Ever. I pulled the headphones off and listened. The rhythm was unmistakable. Breathing, whispers, a quiet moan. My stomach flipped. Curiosity won over common sense. I slipped out of bed, padded barefoot down the dark hall. The guest room door, the one no one used, was cracked open, soft golden light spilling out. I should have turned around. I didn't. Through the narrow gap, I saw them. Ethan wasn't alone. A woman was with him, her back to me, long auburn hair spilling over her shoulders. She was whispering his name like a prayer. I knew that voice. It was Sarah. Married to one of his oldest buddies from college, the guy who used to crash at our place every Super Bowl Sunday. She had a ring on her finger. And Ethan, he was fully in it, hands on her hips, mouth on her neck, moving with a confidence that said this wasn't the first time. Shock hit me first, then something darker, betrayal mixed with a twisted heat I didn't want to name. I couldn't tear my eyes away. The way she arched into him, the way he held her like he owned every inch of her, the low growl in his throat when she said his name again. It was raw, intimate, forbidden. My skin flushed hot. My thighs pressed together without thinking. I backed away before they noticed, heart slamming against my ribs. I stood frozen at the end of the hall, shaking, trying to breathe. Eventually I slipped back to my room, locked the door, and collapsed on the bed. But the images wouldn't stop. The sounds echoed in my head. I should have felt sick, angry, disgusted. Instead, my body hummed with something else entirely. Desire. Not for the act itself. But for him. For Ethan. And that realization scared me more than anything I'd ever felt. I didn't sleep. The scene replayed on a loop, his hands, his control, the way he took what he wanted without apology. I kept asking myself the wrong questions. Why did I wish it had been me under him? Why wasn't I furious that he was sleeping with a married woman? And why, dear God, why did I suddenly want to be the one he looked at like that? The next morning he was in the kitchen like nothing had happened. Shirtless, sweatpants low on his hips, hair still sleep-tousled, making coffee. He glanced over, gave me that small, easy smile. "Sleep okay?" "Fine," I lied, voice steady even though my pulse wasn't. I couldn't look at him the same. Every line of his body felt charged now. He noticed me staring, but he didn't call it out. Neither of us said a word about the night before. But the air between us had changed, thicker, electric. After that, I started testing the edges. Sitting closer on the couch, letting my knee brush his, wearing thinner tank tops around the house, making comments that hovered right on the line. He didn't pull away. His eyes lingered longer. His touches, passing me a plate, reaching past me for something, lasted a beat too long. A few nights later we were on the living room sectional, some dumb action movie playing that neither of us cared about. The tension was suffocating. I offered him a beer. He accepted. 1 became 3. He laughed more freely, eyes softer, guard down in a way I'd never seen. I leaned in to hand him the bottle, my thigh pressing against his. He didn't move. I let my fingers brush his when I pulled back. "So," I said quietly, "did you have fun the other night?" His whole body went still. He looked at me, eyes dark, unreadable. "I heard you," I whispered. "I saw." He didn't deny it. Didn't look ashamed. Just held my gaze. "I wasn't thinking about her the whole time," he said, voice low. "I was thinking about you." My breath caught. Heat flooded through me. "You mean that?" He nodded once. That was it. The dam broke. I closed the distance. He met me there. The kiss was hungry, desperate, teeth and tongues and months of unspoken want crashing together. Hands everywhere. Clothes gone in seconds. We didn't talk, didn't ask questions. Just skin on skin, mouths on skin, everything we'd both been holding back finally unleashed. When it was over, we lay there tangled on the couch, breathing hard, the movie credits rolling in the background. I whispered, "This doesn't mean anything." He looked at me, eyes steady. "Sure." But we both knew it was a lie. No regret. No guilt. Just quiet acceptance that we'd crossed a line we'd never come back from, and neither of us wanted to.